come up against an innocent person, right? Or even because that person said that a miracle happened for them, right? Something happened for them, that God worked in their favor, right? A person ain't gonna just come after you for that, right? A person ain't have to go up into a space and a place and just flat out lie, right? Flat out lie. I heard this and I told that, and they family said that this and that and this and that, but they don't understand the same people they want to talk to, right? They had some jealousy up in their heart, but they didn't care because they was just like them, right? They was conniving like them, they was corrupt like them, they were trifling like them, right? That person ain't had no miracle, right? That person ain't, Look at me though, look at me doing all these clown tricks. Look at me doing all these clown tricks. I'm the one. I'm my precious. Oh, she got somebody here asking about her, right? Oh, there ain't nobody. There ain't nobody. There ain't nobody. It's me. Look at me. Look at me. I'm gonna do a flip in the back. I'm gonna do a flip. I can still flip. I'm 80. That person ain't nobody. Oh, and that person like, yeah, let me. They said that her family said that she ain't nobody. What? Pluto said, Mary and Joseph's son from down the street. They couldn't see him, right? And he said, y'all, he was a real good one, right? Good analogy back there. He said they couldn't see him because they looked at him as Mary and Joseph's son down the street, right? But even though people might look at him like that, they still knew it was something different about him, right? A shimmer, move, this, that. It was something still different about it, even though he was from a place in the space they all came from, right? They still knew, right? But when that person came and stepped up, right, and they sent this whole nation after you, right, to do all these tricks and trades and use all these combatant tools on you, unhumane tools on you, to zap you in your brain and to burn your skull and to do all these things to you, right, using no weapons and then playing parlor tricks and using all this different stuff on you, right, to prove that you ain't who you is. Right? Let me still, even though she proved all that stuff, even though we use all this stuff, and y'all seen us use all this stuff, and you know we even got real dirty. We went down and dirty. Got riding dirty. I said riding dirty. But see, what they fucked up at is that they brung you to the people attention, right? See, that's what they say. God used your enemies as your footstool, right? He didn't say how they was gonna be used, right? It's all varieties, every spice of the life, right? It's all varieties and the spice of the life, right? And so your enemy, right? That person who brought you to all those big people attention to go and zap you and cause all these problems and to prove that you ain't who God said you was. I said, she ain't that, right? And then lied on you to get them to spice up. He ate that cupcake. You know what I'm saying? He ate that cupcake and drank his coffee and got all spiced up, right? And he got all spiced up, right? I remember when they was doing that thing in that video, right? That movie, they all got spiced up. And got like 2:11 on the clock, right? 2:11 with the 211. What did I see on page 211? I seen something on 211. I swear I thought I seen something on 211. I said, tell me about 211. When I was writing past on this kid Bible, I seen 211. And that's what God didn't show me 211. And quick as I said, it came up 211. What's on page 211 in the kid Bible? This is what's on page 211, y'all. That's 213, 212. Y'all, stop playing with me. It's still talking about Daniel told the king that the dream meant that God had given King Nebuchadnezzar great power. The king was the gold head of the statue. The other part of the statue was kingdoms that would come after him. None of them would be as strong, but the strongest kingdom of all, one ruled by God from heaven, would be like the great stone. It will crush the iron, bronze, the clay, silver, the gold. It would last forever and never fall. Y'all, 2:11. It says the angel in the fire. Daniel became governor of the province. Once, when Daniel was away from the royal court, King Nebuchadnezzar ordered a giant gold statue built. He said it was a great God, and he said that the people should pray to the statue. Y'all, on page 211. Right? I just looked at the time. I see 211. 212 was the next, right? And that's all in there, right? Woo! That's all I got for it, Lord. I'm just saying. 211. And so now I gotta go see what's 1222, right? It's still all add up too, right? Take it away from God, like move. No matter what they do. I still got you, babes. Somebody went far across the land, right? To play these games. And I tell y'all, right, when you're going through what you're going through, right? Going through all this stuff, you can't worry about none of that because God just be using you as a tool because they've been doing it, right? Jealous, envious, liars, habitual liars, right? Abusing their position, right? I told you about Aladdin, right? I can show you the world. I told you about Aladdin with that. Jafar was up there with that, next to that man, the king. He was up there next to him. He was taking that city thing, using his rod to confuse him, right? Putting magic all on him so he can do what he said he wanted him to do, right? Right? Can't eat nothing I left in the house because they doing stuff to it. Lord. Anyways, y'all, when everybody, right, sitting next to somebody in a spot, jealous, right? The men got jealous and went and said, you should make this type of law, right? And tricking him to make these laws, right? And he couldn't take a law away, so he went and did something to where they can fight. Well, I can't take that law away, but I'm at least do something where they can be able to fight for themselves, right? Fend for themselves, right? But he wasn't realizing at the time, right? Or not realizing at the time, they getting tricked, right? And once they found out they've been tricked, they like, oh, that's what y'all was doing. Oh, that's what y'all was doing, right? Doing tricks of the trade to make it go in their favor, right? They using everything, head, shoulder, knees, toes, coochie, butt, anything to get it to go in their favor, right? Using anything to get it to go in their favor. And went real low dirty to do these things, right? And God said, it is time, right? It is time. What a time, right? What a time. Y'all, I can't make this up. I'm not making this stuff on my own. I'm not just picking out what I want to pick out, right? I'm not just doing what I want to do, right? I look up, I see what I see, and I say, okay, God, where you taking me, right? And even though I want to switch to something else, right? And I want to keep rolling, It's like he keep taking me back to this, right? Move. Look, you cried out, right? You said, what's going on, right? I'm gonna show you what's going on, and then I'm gonna take care of it, right? Sometimes God will fold and blow and blindfold you, right? So you can't actually see so it can get done, because if you know in the beginning and the end, right, you gonna be trying to combat things, right? But it ain't meant for you to combat nothing. It's meant for you just to go through the motion no matter what. God kept you in the midst of it, right? All that stuff that they did, all the party tricks, all the death magic they threw at you, right? All that stuff, right? God will let you feel it to an extent, so he can show you, right, just how much they are doing, but just how much he's there with you as well, right? Boy, you ain't have me. Look what they doing. Look. Say, look what they doing, right? But don't worry about what they doing. I just want to show you that I'm here with you, right? I want to show you that if you didn't have me, something else would have went wrong, right? Would have left for you, right? And so you keep your faith in me, even though you shared that with somebody to help somebody. I had to do it in that time frame, right? Just so they can get to work, right? Blow the whistle, blow the whistle, blow the whistle, right? But also, right, if they didn't do all that, then we wouldn't have no believers, right? Let's keep you distracted so you can't talk about no more of what I did for you, and get you distracted all up over here, what's going on all up in your background, right? And you can't get out with God trying to get you to get out about it's crazy stuff on this world things, right? It sometimes make you lose a little bit track, right? And I'm like, what's this, right? Take your attention off that. They want you to lose your faith in God. They want you to throw the towel in, right? Throw that towel in. I know you're gonna throw that towel in, because look what we did. We did that so much that you know, that I know, I got something to tell ya, right? You're gonna lose your faith. It's gonna happen this time. They're gonna lose their faith this time, right? Watch this. Oh, watch this ass, motherfucker, right? Watch this. Look what we did. Look here. They're gonna really lose that faith. Look at it. I told them to cut that off. I told them to cut this off. Since you got God, since God looking out for you, since you got God, though, you think you got God, though, and they like God looking down. They're like, oh, I'm about to tear you up, right? Oh, I knew you was gonna do it. I knew it was in you. I knew it. Look at that jealousy. When he said, he got you now, right? He got you now. Going on out and do that deed, because he got you, right? Nothing I can do for you, right? Can you turn you around? And what's so crazy is when he said he got you now, right? He got you now, right? It's crazy because when I looked at his face, like he was gone, right? That jealousy and envy had took a hold of him so much so, right, that he was so gone that when he got to do the thing, just like something else was driving him, like an entity had entered into his being, and he wasn't even there no more, right? When he said, go ahead and go out and do your deed, right? Go do it, because it's already in you. It's already there, and it's already going on, right? Just go, get away, go. And he looked like he just stood up, turned, and just left out, right? Something that thing can enter into it got in their heart, right? And the thing about it is that it don't mean that person was just always bad. It's just that jealousy and envy, I keep telling y'all, something else, that envy started driving them. They can't let it go, right? And every time you flow and you go, right, they're trying to make you lose control, but they're losing control. Can't even see it. They can't even see that they lost control already. It's in them, it's on them, and it's around them. I mean, right? That same thing that God is omni, that same thing that hit on them was all over, right? We can't compare that to God. I'm sorry, God. No, that's not omni. It was just there, right? That's not omni. That thing was already sitting there. It was already on them, right? It was already turning them around. Like, I know you're gonna make one false move, right? You're gonna let it in, right? That's how they try to get you, right? If we can get you low vibrational, all the things we send you could attach to you, and that's why they keep sending that person in the house talking about jug, right? Jug them. Start argument, false argument, ain't nothing going on, but all things going on, right? And you're like, what the hell you doing, man? What's up? What's going on? What's on your mind today, right? Why your behavior so strange, right? You're strange today. Are you okay? And they're like, and I'm like, okay, but what's going on? I'm like, okay, but what happened? Different type of videos, but all referring to the same thing in some type of way, right? But anyways, y'all, treat her like a lady. Treat her like a lady. Y'all gotta be jamming, right? But this person came in the house, right, and was showing they Johnny Cochran's, right? And I'm like, what is you doing? Ain't nothing going on, right? It just wouldn't stop. Because they sent him in there to do it, right? You gotta do the job, and so I don't blame you. And so he came here showing his ass, right? And so later on we went out about, right? That shit was funny, but I ain't laugh. I kept it to myself, right? And y'all, I heard that song, right? Treat her like a lady, treat her like a lady. Y'all, my grandma used to play that song all the time, right? All the old school, right? And so I was in the car, right, as this person moving around, and I'm playing this song in my earbuds, and so I could see their face revved all up. You think you all that? You think you all that? I mean, I guess you the one did the deed. I tell you do no deed. You went off what that person said because they blackmailed you. Now you feel the type of way towards me because you did something, you know? And so anyways, y'all, so I said, would you like, why your face all twisted up and turned up, you look so upset and angry? I said, would you like to join in on my shenanigans and listen to my music? Because you're mad because I'm over here jamming by myself. Right, 2, 3, 2, 1 o'clock, right? And he said, yes, I would like to listen, right? And so we put out the little radio, y'all, and I hooked it up, and he listening, right? And he like, oh, this is all old music, right? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm listening to it. This is what it's gonna be, right? I just want to listen to this. So I was jamming to. I said, if you don't want to listen to, you can plug up some of yours and hook your stuff up, and then you can listen to that, and I'll just keep listening to my stuff. But you all up over here, right? Because you're mad because I'm jamming by myself. And so it's crazy, right? That is crazy. And so anyway, the person said, no, I'll listen to this, right? And so y'all, they got out the car, right, after doing something slick again, right? And y'all, I felt the presence of my grandfather in here with me, y'all. And I could feel his anger, like his sadness and his anger, right, about what was taking place, about what's been taking place, right? And when I hear the song, right, and I played it right in the ear, right? I played it a couple times throughout the week, but I played it right in the ear too. And I was like, let me listen to this, right? Because you know you hear a song a million times, but like, let me listen, right? What he's always saying. And you can know the song word for word, but it's like, let me go listen, right? And so, y'all, I'm playing the song, and I'm like, oh, that's right. For somebody out there, right, when you go through certain stuff, you ain't gotta take nothing from no motherfucking body, right? Nothing, right? Even if they're trying to stick you in a place in that space, right? It's ways you can go about handling and dealing with stuff, right? Oh, you want to act the plum fool and be doing stuff? Okay, I don't care what's on you and who did it to you, right? I'm going through way more than you and you involved in it, and I'm still okay, right? And so since you want to act a donkey, I'm going to act a hee-haw. You hear me? And so, y'all, I can feel the emotion, right? Y'all, why? Y'all, I had to tell this, right? I tell the story, right? This is funny. Ooh, right? When your family on the other side know that you have been betrayed, right? They know before you know. And it's crazy because y'all, I was sitting in the house, this person came in and was doing stuff. I know they overthink, they thought about it then, right? Woo! And y'all, for some reason I heard I started hearing my granddad used to play this song, right? Treat her like a lady. Hey, oh. Yes, I know what I'm talking about. That, cause I like opening. Hey, treat her like a lady. Hey, even with the cigarettes that she smoked, even help her with her coat. Treat her like a lady. What do you say? Now I'm the kind of guy who don't believe that chivalry is dead. Hey, hey, treat her like a lady. Treat her like a lady. Y'all, I was playing that song. Right? Y'all was playing that song. I played that song for a couple days, right? But what's crazy, y'all, while I was playing the song, right? Where's my scissors? Now. Y'all in there messing with bread, dough, flour. Bread, flour. I'm gonna make me some tonight. And so, y'all, somebody done broke my deep freezer. Came here, undo her deep freezer. Let's show her that Jesus on her side because her deep freezer broke so she can get upset so the energy hurts. Right? They done pointed you out to all type of people. Right? They were supposed to be doing one thing that they gave them orders to do. And they went out there and hired 50 billion people to do one thing to one person, right? And God like, oh God. Look at this fool. Look at this fool. He was supposed to be doing one thing. He went out there and completely, you supposed to be doing one study, one this, one that, and he wanted to abuse your position all the way around, right? Got jealous because once they started doing it and you didn't go down, they said, forget it, we gonna do it like this, right? And like this and like that, and right, we gonna do it like this, right? God like, oh, you in trouble? You don't even know, boy, right? You don't even see this crazy as hell. Anyway, y'all, my dose, this is sinuses. But when this person, right, did this thing, right, they came in here, rah, I'm a Dungeon Dragon, I'm little Timmy now, right? We changed from Brittany to kidneys to Whitney, right? Then turn to everything, right? Everything I say too, I don't let y'all know everything I talked about, y'all. I don't even be paying attention, right? But they do it so much that it forces you to pay attention. I'm gonna keep putting this in the front. You said that in your last video, I'll put that up there, right? You said you don't do this and do that, y'all. They did so much. I'm like, oh, that's what it is. What this is? Why they keep showing it? Y'all, this person's still kind of like being nasty, right? I'm doing this and you can't do it. Ha 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 ha. Because they blocking you and I'm helping them because I'm a solo. Because I really don't want to be. But I love you, right? They gotta make it make sense to why they doing what they doing, right? I gotta feel better about what I'm doing because I know you don't deserve this, but I mean I can't do nothing about it, right? And so now for this type of way, that's what start happening. You see people change, you're like, what's going on with them wrong, right? Y'all, this person, what's so crazy is that this person who had called their phone, right? What we was out about what we was doing, this person that had called their phone had asked them for certain instructions, right? And the person said, y'all can do that. I don't think you should be doing that, right? The person said, well, if it said this and this, I can do this. I'm like, okay, whatever, right? But I don't think you should do that, right? But the person went up there, right? And they did what the person asked them to do, right? But when they pulled it up, they had to take a picture. And so, yeah, this is crazy. They had to take a picture, right? And I'm like, why would she know that you got to take a picture of this if she's not here? And this person had to walk, they didn't have a light on. Like, you know how you go to somebody's house, they don't have the light on, right? And so this person didn't have a light on. And the person had to come back down by the car to get the light to cut on. They had a light on, right? They try to use the headlight. But y'all, I'm sitting here, right? And I put the thing back into my headphone at this point, right? And I'm in there jamming. Right? Now, I'm the type of guy who don't believe that chivalry is dead. Hey! And treat her like a lady. Treat her like a lady. Right? And I'm all up in here, right? And I see this person walking back down to the car. I see him leaning down, right? And I'm like, I see like a little light flicker, right? Like you know somebody standing in front of the light, and so it kind of like shadows the light. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Right? I'm still jamming. And I took my headset off. I'm like, what are they doing? And I hear them laughing, right? And so I put my headset back down. I'm like, oh, well, they must be doing something, right? To the front of the car. And so I put my headset back on, y'all. Jamming. Now I'm the kind of girl don't believe that chivalry is dead. Right? Y'all, it's crazy because I had hit start. I was listening to other old school music, but I started over, y'all. And I'm singing it. And I'm the kind of girl who don't believe that chivalry is dead. Y'all, why this person get back in the car, right? 2 seconds later, and they looking crazy. I'm like, you all right? And they like, no, I'm not all right, right? And they like, you didn't see that? And I said, what are you talking about, right? I'm so little, right? I'm sitting in the car, like I need to be in a toddler booster seat, right? And I'm in there swinging my feet, and I'm singing, right, jamming. And the person say, I fell, right? And I'm like, did you, right? I'm like, your big ass ain't fall, right? You like 6'4". There's no way that your big ass fell down there. What you talking about? You fell, right? How did you fall? It ain't slippery out here. How did you fall, right? And the person like, I fell. Look at me, right? And I'm like, I don't see anything, right? He like, I got bruises everywhere, but I don't see y'all. He's saying it, but y'all, this person going off about how they fell and how they toenail might be missing and all this stuff, right? They busted their ass and all this stuff. I'm like, right? I'm thinking this person lying though, y'all. I'm like, there ain't no way you fail. You lying. You can't get compassion, right? I'm not giving you that. It's over. You wait for me, right? But y'all, when he said it, and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, that's why they was acting down on the ground. They were trying to play it off, right? They were trying to put it off. They didn't know if I seen him or not. And so, y'all put my little yeast in here. In my bread, y'all put me some. I got bread flour, regular flour. Y'all ain't measure nothing. Granny said don't measure anything. Eyeball it. But once you start doing something, it's more you go off your feel, right? I put some, y'all want some cinnamon buns, real big cinnamon buns. I got some instant espresso powder. I put some yeast in there. I got some Fisherman's bread machine, instant yeast. And then I also got the fast rise yeast. I use some of that, right? And then I put some sugar in there with these. Then y'all use some nutmeg, some ground cinnamon, y'all I will show y'all, but I just ain't got time for this today. I use some pumpkin spice, right? Cause I want some pumpkin ones. Ooh, that sounds so good. I'm gonna take some of that. Y'all got some pumpkin. I've been meaning to use this for me and the dogs, right? I got some pumpkin puree in a can, and I'm like, I've been having this for a little minute. It's time to use it. So I'm gonna take that pumpkin puree and add some cream cheese in there with some milk and some a little bit of milk and some the pumpkin puree, cream cheese, and milk with some the cinnamon with not the cinnamon. Y'all, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. It just I go off how I want to feel, right? I feel it out, and so I just put the regular fast rise, right? With the self rise flour, regular flour, and I use half that and like equal parts basically. So if I use like 2 cups of it's about 2 cups of the so rice flour and 2 cups of the bread flour that I mix. And then I end up putting the pumpkin spice, nutmeg, and cinnamon with sugar in here. And I just eyeballed it. And then I took the espresso powder and put it in there. And I think I want to do a little bit took a cap full of the espresso powder that was on there and put it on there. And I got some cocoa. I think I'm going to put a little bit of cocoa in there. Y'all, I'll be just doing stuff, right? I used to take flour and mess with it when I was a kid, y'all, for hours, and just be putting water in there and sugar and all that stuff, y'all. And I used to chew on it and then put it back, throw it away. And I'm making stuff all out of it, Play-Doh, and putting it in the oven and all this stuff, right? I put a little cocoa powder in there. Cap full of the come on cocoa powder. I use that, put it in there. Y'all, and people don't understand, right? It's all about the feel, right? I've started learning that it's all about the feel, right? People be like doing all the measurements. You can do measurements, right? It makes it easier. Some people love measurements. But I'm a person that I notice that measurements don't work for me, right? If I follow somebody's video piece by piece, it never works out. And I'm like, oh, I guess that I'm going to talk and cook, right? Because I want what I want. I gotta spray this counter off. And move my thing over here. Y'all, I get ants. I don't know where these ants coming from. Monitoring spirits. Y'all, everything is a monitoring spirit. Ants, freaking moths. I said, where's these moths coming from? He said the bird food. I said, I'm getting rid of them, right? It's time for me to smoke them out. And so, y'all, just right here and talk. So I can get everything ready. Spot on, Johnny on the doggy. I don't know how I want to do. I don't know if I want to do the muffin things. I don't know if I want to do, or just put them in a pan, the cinnamon rolls, y'all. I wish I would have bought a little tin pan. But however I do it, it's going to be all right. I gotta get my cake mixer ready because I gotta melt that butter. And then when I melt the butter, y'all, I pour the milk over in there. And some people let their butter sit out, but this was a last minute thing for me. So I'm gonna melt the butter. And when I melt that butter, y'all, I'm gonna take some of that. I got some syrup, some pancake syrup that I put over inside the butter, and I put milk in there, right? And that be my wet mixture. But I'm gonna show y'all the rest. I should have started off showing y'all, but I'm talking. So the main thing is not about cooking, it's about you saying what I'm saying. And so I gotta find me a towel, I run me some dishwater, want some bleach in there, because it's about to get messy, messy. But anyways, y'all, the person fell, right? While I get this stuff ready, I might as well go ahead and do all these things and everything and stuff. Put this back here, put this in here. When I'm doing bread, y'all, I got to make you some dishwater. Dawn, dish detergent, and a little bit of bleach. Because that stuff get messy. You're gonna be like, I've been gone and you've been in here baking up stuff, y'all. I think I want to make you some homemade bread too, because cinnamon bread. Because I want to eat me a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. But y'all, this person got up and they like, I fell, right? And they tried to show me how bruised and battered it is, but I don't think it was that, right? It was embarrassing at this time, right? Y'all remember when we was kids? My granny told me a story about how my cousin used to talk back, y'all. She used to run into the wall, right? Like soon as she talked back, my granny told her to do something. She was so little though, right? And she'd be talking back, right? I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that. And every time she would talk back, y'all, she would run into the wall. And my granny like, girl, you ain't like your lesson. Every time she talked back, she went to that wall, right? Hope y'all can hear me because I got this water on. I'm using a sprayer to create bubbles. My fingers are just broken, dry. Y'all, this thing acting stupid when I'm trying to record. All of a sudden, I want to play games. I do bread. They put 20 people up here doing bread. Everybody do bread. Everybody just needs to stop bread. Ugh. In your city parkway. All right, that's enough water. You had to bleach my counters down. I seen an ant. Seen a couple ants. What is going on? Right, trickster energy. Moth, trickster energy. What's this? I'm gonna keep that in here. No, I gotta take it out because I set it over here. Y'all, let me tell you something. This is why I start figuring out something's wrong with food, y'all. A lot of times before I eat, if I can, and I sit it next to my dog and see what they do. If my dog won't eat it, I eat it, right? Minnie, she don't care if the house or nothing on it. She gonna eat it. But if she don't eat it, I know something. She'll sniff it and walk away. It's like, nope, something wrong with it, right? Dogs or something, ain't they? It ain't just about somebody doing nothing to it. Just ain't no good, right? Okay. Y'all. So, right now, we put y'all here. Hopefully, you don't cut off. I don't know what this gonna do. Turn that light on so it get a little brighter here. Some people wait a lifetime for that one special kiss. I put my dry batch over in here, right? This is my dry batch. And just to help somebody out, I put about 2 cups of regular self-rising flour, and I put about 2 cups of the bread flour. And then I took and took my, y'all, I don't do measurements. And so I just took like a handful of sugar and threw it in there. I took a packet of that instant yeast and put it over there. And then I took a pinch of the fisherman's, the other yeast, you know, you can just use a packet for that whole thing. But I took a packet of the instant yeast and then a pinch, literally, a little pinch. You don't need a lot of yeast. Little yeast go a long way. So I learned that. And I just put a pinch of the other one in there. And, but anybody making it, you could just use 2 cups of bread flour, 2 cups of the self-rising flour. And then I took and put like 2 shakes of cinnamon, 2 shakes of nutmeg, and 2 shakes of cinnamon, nutmeg, and pumpkin spice. Just 2 shakes, right? I can't tell you 2 cups of nothing, right? Just 2. I just took it, shake, right? That's what I did for each one. Then I took the cap full of the espresso that came on the cap, and I put it in there. Let me show y'all the espresso in this right here. Let me show y'all this right, or the 4. I just made it in, right? So I put it. I keep on recording and then trying to do what I need to do. But anyway, y'all, so some butter right here, but it's been in this house for a couple of days. I don't trust it. You know what I mean? You got already some dishwater. I already some dishwater because when you mess with that flour, that's gonna be everywhere. I'm about to use some hot water too. Just spray my counters down. I'm about to wash them and get some bleach. Get some bleach. Let it feel good. About 2 capfuls for the bleach. 1, 2. Because I don't, I'm overusing it. Y'all put the whole bottle in here. Bleach. Where my towels at? Y'all ain't even got a picture here. When I use that, and I use it to the side. Y'all, when you're doing what you do, with all that flour, tonight, flour, no matter how much you try to control it, it just ends up everywhere. I don't know, at least for me. I got my little standing here. I guess I have to do that to put y'all on. So you have to see what I'm doing. So we ain't just, we at least have something in the background, right? But y'all, this person fell, right? But what's crazy is, when I actually looked up, right? And I seen this person, it did look like somebody, like I didn't see, but I seen enough, right? When I look back over it. You're not gonna see what you see once you look back over it. And I said, it looked like somebody pushed him, right? Because when they went down there, I seen their body like this jerk, right? And I'm like, oh, he actually fell, right? I said, ooh, Bobby pushed the hell out of you, right? And I told him he got off, y'all, he knew it was true, right? He knew it was true. I said, you just being nasty, you just been living off, right? You just been running your mouth, right? You been bitching, complaining, getting nasty. And I said, I think my granddad had nothing for you. So he said, what are you talking about? And he thought back to the song that I was singing. He got so quiet, like, damn, I think Poppy did push me. I said, my granddad pushed your ass. I said, he might not be able to be here, right? To do what he need to do. I said, but he had enough of you. I said, what it felt like, right? When I said it, he just got quiet because it's like, damn, it gets like somebody pushed me though, right? The way I felt. Right? I seen him when he walked down like he jerked, but I didn't know he fell, right? But I knew something was going on down here. Y'all ain't my business, right? I ain't saying nothing, period, right? I said, you just been rambling on, causing problems, getting slick, getting smart, right? Because some people do stuff more that you don't deserve it, but they can't. It's like, what do you do in a situation like this, right? You get a heart like that lion did off Wizard of Oz, right? Stand up, fight, right? Okay, let me explain this, right? So somebody can see what I'm talking about. But I put about, right, so y'all can see. I put about 2 cups of the self-rising flour, 2 cups of bread flour, any one y'all want to use, any brand. I use a packet of the fast rise yeast, right? This packet here, I use the whole pack. And then I took the instant yeast that I had, which you don't have to use it, you just use a pack of this, right? And I just took a little pinch, right? A small pinch. I got nails on, so it was like a small pinch because you only need a little bit of yeast. That's what I'm trying to show y'all. Just so I can make sure I had enough in there, right? And I just flipped it in here, right? I took a handful of flour, sugar, threw it in there because of what I'm making. Put this back up. And then I had pumpkin spice. Let me see, what stuff I had. This one empty, but I had 2 shakes of the ground cinnamon, 2 shakes of the nutmeg. It's this way. Y'all got smoke pepper in my hand. Stop playing with me. Then I got 2 shakes of this, the pumpkin pie spice, right? And I just shake. Just like, you hit like that's gonna be like, come on, so I just did like shakes, right? Like shake, right? And then I took the cocoa, right? I'm in love with the cocoa. And I took the top off the cocoa. And I just put it in the lid. And I just made sure it kind of covered up the thing, right? Just make sure I kind of, ooh, that's too much. That's a little bit too much. Kind of like that. Make like that, right? And I dropped it in there. Put it over here in case a little bit fall. And this is baking cocoa. And then the same thing with the espresso, right? It's the espresso. And I just took it. Perfect for tiramisu. Oops, something out. And I took that. Not that much. Just, ooh, still put it in there. Kind of like where it's very thin coat at the bottom. And use it as a measure, right? You want it too strong. But I just do it over here just in case a little bit fall out. It's all right. It ain't gonna hurt you. And so, like so, right? Y'all love stuff. Like, I'm just that person, right? And I'll show you what I'm about to do the cream for the top. And I just kind of mix it all in with my hand, right? I don't need all that extra fancy stuff. Just make sure it mixes. And I think your hands mix everything well, right? I can smell the pumpkin in there. The pumpkin is strong. I might overdid pumpkin. We all right. Because it's supposed to, I want a pumpkin taste to it. Pumpkin. You can do whatever you want, right? When you're dealing with baking stuff, right? You can just do whatever you want. So now, right? I'm gonna let that sit, right? And I'm gonna grab me a couple sticks of butter. Y'all got butter. Got this butter, like I said, one of the cream cheeses out because I need it for the topping. I got my icing. I got my milk. We got butter, we got milk and butter. Now next time I want to do some mango cinnamon rolls. Wouldn't that be good? Some mango cinnamon rolls, like the glaze on the top, like you have to do strawberry, whatever you want, right? But they come here with my defense. They was mad because I was in here stocking up. Oh, we gonna cut this off. We gonna cut this off for this, and we gonna do this, right? They go above and beyond. God still be taking care of us, taking care of business, right? If there's a will, there's a way, baby. If there's a will, there's a way. You understand? Right? You can't. Then when you start finding the good in everything, right? When people do stuff like that to you, right? Trying to break your spirit, break you, right? It just teach you how to really love God a little bit more. It makes you bring out everything else, right? Don't get down on yourself, right? That's what they want. Where is my measuring cup? I don't use measuring cups like that, but I want to milk this and it holds pretty well. So y'all can kind of see what I'm doing. And then somebody else can see, you know, all the measuring numbers probably halfway off. I think I got this from my granny, y'all. Some people, right? Some people don't get it, some people get it. Another person, right? My brother can cook his ass off. My brother used to have him out there on the grill real young, right? He's like a little grill master. And y'all, he can cook his butt off. One day he called me, he was showing me his food. I'm like, you ain't right. He's what I'm ribs. He can, his ribs be so tender. Tender kisses, gone away. Tender kisses, gone tomorrow, gone today. I like how they got that on there. 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon. But it show you the point to where you at a 1/4 of a cup, 1/3, right? Where you at, and then a half a cup, right? Half a cup equals 8 tablespoons. And it just show you 1/4, 1/3, right? 5 and 1/3, half, right? 8 tablespoons. And I like how I got the little measuring things on there, right? And so I'm going to use 2 of these because we want our stuff. Y'all, not everything want to be acting a pumping food. Don't want to be working. I start recording my bread and stuff. You ain't about nothing. Y'all need to comment. But anyways, y'all, so I put my stuff, my milk, my butter, and my pancake syrup all together, right? I put it on 1 minute. Now, I normally put it like on 30 seconds, 45 seconds. But because everything is so cold, right, in the refrigerator, and with the milk, the butter, all that stuff cold, I put it on the whole minute, right? You don't want it too hot because it would deactivate your yeast. But my stuff is really cold, so that's why I put it on 1 minute. And I've done this before, and that's normally about the way I put it on. And it depends on your microwave, right, too? And so, let's see what this 1 minute did. So it's still hard, right? Even with 1 minute. And so I'm gonna use a fork. Right? Real hard. I gotta go back in that thing. Ooh, that should have been about 1.5, 2 minutes. Because it was my refrigerator was cold. So they took my freezer out, they wiped the freezer, deep freezer. I got deep freezer, they wiped the deep freezer out, so it made them feel good. They wiped out the deep freezer, but they don't know that they helped me out. Right? Shh, don't tell nobody, babes. Don't tell nobody. Put that on another minute. We want that smooth like butter. Oh my God. No, you get in there. You get in there. It's my house. My house, my pancake. Don't watch me watch TV. And so, let me see if I can put this over here. Who can I run to share this empty paper laughter? Y'all see an ant on that? Cute ya. I cute ya. Let me stop, y'all. There's an ant on here. In my mind, I'm so confused. Who can be that special one? Like my crevices and my cracks. I clean it afterwards, but sometimes I make such a big mess, y'all. I be everywhere. And so I just go back, before I use it, I just go back over it. Even though you always having 2 towels, so I can put one in there, let it soak in the bleach water. And then use the other one. But I was saying that I like to use a lot of butter because you got to think about when you doing your breads or any type of dessert type of stuff, right? But you want it to have that taste to it, right? You want it to be like woo woo woo. And so y'all need to put this on here. Where's my little cup thing I have, y'all? And I got like measuring cups in here and everything, but I just don't. Oh, she ain't got no measuring cup. She ain't got no measuring cup. Let me show you. I got a whole bunch of, this whole thing came with a whole thing going. I got little teaspoons and all that stuff, but I don't need it right now. I use everything for everything and stuff, right? I took this out of here because it's come out. And it's my little Mickey Mouse spatula. And I'm going to take this butter, right, and add it to this because it got a good, I don't know, this butter right here has got a different taste to it. This is a calcium country crop, right? Calcium country crop. Y'all, I love this butter. I don't know when they came out with this, but ooh, it's all-time fave. Right? And you don't need that much because it's so thick. Like when it melts, it's so thick. Y'all, as you can see, I love it. Y'all, this stuff like $6, but it's worth every penny. Oh my gosh, little butter. Can't waste that. Gotta get out the counter. We piece the counters empty ways, right? And so we're able to scoop whatever left on the counter, right, off. And I also use Blue Bunny butter, right? I use 2 of those. And so I'm gonna milk that. I gotta mix everything up because y'all butter. I remember when y'all I used to burn, like we get burns and stuff from cooking. right? We used to go, my nails is clean, but we used to get burned from cooking, and we just take the butter, right? I don't know, some out the butter, and we rub it into our hands, right? That's old school for you. Yeah, I drilled these, so you can know, duh, I drilled them. This one began to get drilled in was in. And so I can put my gel bit on there, but my thing, I need to plug it up, whatever. So I got my milk, right? I mean, my butter, and I got me some milk, right? You can put that milk over in that thing. Y'all, I do not measure, right? But I do, right? I guess I am, because I'm kind of looking, but I don't know what to say. Look good. Measuring things out there. Man, what is that? Let me show y'all. Somebody's gonna have an understanding. That's at about 2.5 cups, right? With the butter in here. So let me go a little bit more, y'all, because you never know, right? Just splash, trash, bash, right? That's about 2.5 cups. That's about 2.5 cups right there with the butter in there. And then, right, I learned this trick from watching this lady, right? I said, oh, that look good. Ugh. And she took some original pancake syrup. This is a sweet treat. I gotta do a little bit at a time. I can find all of a sudden when I get to doing this type of stuff. And my precious. Now, I ain't got no KitchenAid. Mine is by Beautiful, and it does good, right? When I first started using it, babes, it was like, I'm like, ooh, that's dry. It's dry, babes, it's dry. But as you start going, you start learning how to do this and that and this, right? You start learning how to go. Now, I'm going to take this, stick that in there, turn it, right? Put that on there at the top of there, the guard. I got to eat my guard. I need about 2 to 3 eggs, right? He was in here taking 8 eggs, cooking them. I cussed his ass out. Trying to eat it as a full meal. I'm going to cook some eggs. I said, when you start just cooking eggs, that's where the eggs been going. I've asked you where the eggs going. See, that's warming up, right? I heat it up for 1 more minute. So it was basically a total of 2 minutes with everything being so cold. And so this is my wet mix. That's my dry mix. Y'all can smell that pancake syrup, that penny cake. And I got to figure out, where's my, I got this hook, but I got like 3 more, y'all. Niggas mysteriously came up missing my hook, but I got a flat one. Where they at? This, it come with a big old whisk, right? A big old whisk. It come with 3 of them. Come with this hook, come with that, and then you know, I got butter on my nail oil. Come with the whisk, but I'm gonna just use this right now to do a light spin on the mixture, right? Whatever I get with my hand. I like to use the whisk one for that, but I guess it's whatever. It all still get the job done, right? You're up. Turn it on 3 and let it whisk. You try not hit it so it can come down off the sides. I'll be shaking it and everything. Get in there. Mix her up. You gotta do what you gotta do. I ain't got no KitchenAid. I got a Beautiful set. Beautiful work. This is good. I love Beautiful products. I got the Beautiful Black Griddle. I got Beautiful kitchen mix and Beautiful air fryer. I got another one too, Nuva Wave. I got a Nuva Wave air fryer too. I just let her do her own thing, right? Let it mix on up, mix them on up, mix it on good. Y'all might have to do a little bit more time because I don't want my. I mean, I guess because I see people they do like a little clumpy butter too, and it comes out really nice when they have a little clumps of butter in there actually. But that's more good. I've noticed like when you want flakiness or layers. Flakes or layers. Now, I don't want to make my milk though. That milk, you know, you have hot spots because of the syrup. So you got the milk, syrup, and butter all the same thing, and you know you can have hot spots. And you don't want them hot spots like that. You want to make sure it's really good mixed up. Because you don't want them hot spots because if you don't want it to deactivate your yeast, you want it to have it just right. And this really feel really good, but that butter, try to get that butter. You feel 30 more seconds. 45, maybe about 45. That should be mixed pretty well. Pretty damn good, right? Y'all, and I actually got a bread maker in here. It's a Rigo, but I got it at the Dollar Tree. I mean, I was right off from Goodwill. Y'all, and I use that when you need it. And then I got a rotisserie chicken thing. I might cook me a rotisserie chicken tomorrow because I got it, because I want to try it out. I got like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. They trying to take from me so I can cook and do what I need to do. Take her this, take her that. She can't. Nobody's supposed to be doing arts and leisure. Nobody's supposed to be doing arts and leisure. We got enough people doing arts and leisures. Nobody's supposed to be doing arts and leisures. I'm going to monitor 24/7. I'm like, oh yeah. Let me feel that. Yep. That is warm. Buddy old cow, that is warm. I could have mixed it with my little wooden one too, but I didn't want my wood having butter stuck all in here. Just the top. Now that is going to melt down. It's warm enough for it to melt down. It's too warm. After I get it to melt down. Yeah, that might be too much, but I might add a little bit more flour because there's too much liquid. Oh, you know what? Nobody can use it for some sit dinner rolls. You know, I said, where these ants coming from? They just coming out of the woodworks. What's she doing? What's she doing? Using ants in their eyeballs. I'm trying to figure a way, because I don't even see them coming from nowhere. They just appear, like, boom, here. I'm not heating this up anymore. It's just warming up. It's like if it gets too warm, by that butter being so cold, like, it balances it back out. She's a little thick. Now, I want to pour this whole thing in there, though. I am. And I need my, because I want my 2 eggs on there, and I add a little bit more flour. See, when I do that, right? See how much I put in there? I want to show y'all how you can control it, right? It got a certain time for forgiveness, right? So there's no more forgiveness, right? Everything have a little bit of forgiveness in it. Oh, this stuff got more forgiveness than people, okay? I want all that in here, all of it, put it all in there. I will not waste nothing. And so now it should be really, really gooey, right? And the reason why I did that, it's going to be really gooey, is because, I don't know, when I put my eggs in there, hopefully no shells in there. I want my eggs to mix in there perfectly. I guess I could put a little baking powder in here too, right? Baking powder, pinch of baking powder, pinch of baking soda. It's on my way, like, when I'm doing stuff, right? A lot of times, y'all forgot to take that off there, put the hook on there. Ooh, what the hook's gonna be. But see what I'm saying? When you do stuff like that, it got a little forgiveness in there. And so but you gotta work fast, right? I'm supposed to clean up every bowl. I'm gonna get a pinch of baking powder, pinch of baking soda, and a squeeze of lemon. And I get my bread out. I'm just gonna do a pinch each one, right? Just take a little bit in here. Who's down here? Just a pinch, right? Drop it. And then my baking soda. Pinch. You don't want to be, one time I put too much, I was overpowering. That's all I take. Baking powder, baking soda was good, but it's like I couldn't taste it. Like just a pinch. That's all you need. Don't need much. And it's something, I learned this. I'll be doing all kinds of stuff. And put them out in a hatch bag. Got it in here, right? Wash the lid off. Margersha. Did Margersha say that? Nobody, Margersha said that. Margersha said, nobody's supposed to be doing arts and leisures. Somebody in the back here, we got a Margersha on the loose. We got a Karen on the loose. No, you're wrong. Right, then we got a person in there saying, you ain't who that is. No, I'm gonna prove you ain't it. I'm gonna go get the army for you. I'm gonna go get the nation for you. Right, everybody doing what they want to do. God, like, go in there and make that bread. I'm like, okay. We're gonna take your food, we're gonna take your we're gonna take this, we're gonna take that. Give me nothing. I have nothing. If I close on my door. Right, y'all was singing her song in one of my videos. Y'all, they put her all up there, every video about her up here. I'm like, ooh, they be mad. I don't want to hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you're there. I said bodyguard in my one video. Bodyguard. I said a bodyguard. And all of a sudden I see all these videos up there about Whitney Houston. Boy, they be nosy. They be in our business. Our booty in our cooch. Right, like, get up out of here. I gotta get, let me back up. And so I let this roll on slow, right? I don't, well, that's too much, right? Put that on 3. And I need eggs. I need 2 eggs. 2 eggs. I'm already doing my garlic bread. Garlic so good. I can make like garlic, like Hawaiian rolls. Oh my god. Now let's play it, do it low and slow, right? There's more than milk coming out of here. Let's spray some off to the top of this is butter. That butter. So I got a good point in there, the butter was sitting at the top, so I have to go in there with the, hit it with the flakes. Y'all see that? Look at that. Ooh. Now they got everything mixed in there, and the egg and everything, right? Look at that. It is beautiful. Beauty. She's a beauty. And beauty is her name. I'm hoping I can make you mine. Now, if you was going to make, right, cupcakes, this is about the consistency you would want, right? If I want to make cupcakes and I didn't want to go keep no further, I can even add just a tad bit more liquid, right? A little bit of oil. Oh, you know, I'm happy I said that. Because I need some oil. Canola oil. That's canola oil. Canola oil. And I learned in another video, y'all, I'm just one of them people, right? I learned in another video that canola oil makes your stuff last, right? And so you can mix and match whatever you want to mix and match, right? You don't need much. I just didn't do it about a cap full and a half a cap. Full cap and a half a cap, right? Just drop it in here. If I wanted to take this batch right now and add a little bit more liquid in here, right? Whether it's milk or water. You gotta know, y'all will fell out. My whisk. See, I just be putting stuff places, y'all. But if you add a little bit more liquid to this, right, you can go ahead and make you some pancakes. I mean, not pancakes, huh? Maybe. You never know, right? But you can go ahead and make you some, I had a little bit more liquid today. I can make you some cupcakes. It's all the same. It's all the same stuff. See, you gotta expand your mind. Take a look. It's in that book. A Reading Rainbow. Yeah, I want to take this off on the side. But I'm not making that, right? I'm making. I gotta do this now because it's time for me to put my hook in there. What the hook gonna be? Uh-oh. Get as much of that off there as you can. Because for one, I don't want that down in my sink. Hook, line, and sinker. Girl, how you got an iPhone and you get food stamps? That's what that man said on his shit. I think that about ruined him now, didn't it? People always doing shit, not understand how that affects somebody else. Being slick will ruin you. I'm trying to have it to wrap. Let me push it back some so I can do it at the angle. Hopefully it went. Right? I added that and everybody need to add, right? And y'all, somebody, I was watching this one girl and she had like baking soda, baking powder, and then she took a lemon and she doesn't have, but it's like the lemon activated the baking soda, baking powder, wherever you want baking soda. Like this type of activation trick, right? And so I just be doing what I want to do now, but I feel it's gonna work. So I got this little funnel, right? Because I've added in there, got a little funnel. I'm gonna take and squeeze that in there. Boom. And it mix. I guess we keeping that other one on here for now. It's good because it's mixing like that, right? I got butter everywhere. I got butter on my thing, bottom of my. I got to wash now because I got butter on it. And y'all, you get with flour. Flour is like one of the things where you will come back later on and it lands on everything. Like everything in your powder. And so, just kind of do my white down as I go. And y'all, if I'm leaving my stuff, right? I still cup. I even like some cupcakes. Y'all, this is what type of time I get on late night. Y'all, it's all smooth, right? This is why I like this, right? Let me show y'all. It's got some forgiving in here. If y'all can see it, look. Now, we know that that's too runnery, right? We know that's too runnery. But being that I had to mix everything that I had to mix, it does not matter about it being too runnery. Now do it. Because we had to mix in. I'm happy I did like that, right? This is why I want to show y'all this as well, because people be like, oh, it's messed up. Oh, I can't do it like this. I can't do it like that, right? Gotta start over. No. This is what you do. How you do what you do. Right? Where is my damn patch? Here, wipe it off. Wash it off. This is why I keep me some bleach and Dawn water. This water. Because you might need something right in there. Right, and I'm gonna take this and scoop it along the sides, right? Yeah, it's 2:22 on the clock, right? And God must have really want me to talk about it because it's crazy because people do stuff, right? Trying to throw shots at one person, being funny because somebody told them to do it, and fuck around and ruin everything they got going on, right? That's sad though, that it be multiple people threatening one person, right? I'm so threatening you, and then it'd be funny because you watch them talk about all this good stuff and how to handle things and how to be, and coming at you from the eye and this and that, talking like this, talking like that, right? Not my guy because I love him, right? I just use his analogy. But it's crazy how people talk a certain type of way until they just start to keep too, right? They start getting envious and jealous, right? And it's like, damn, you were just talking like this and talking like that, right? You was acting like this, acting like that, right? You may have a hater burn in your body the way you talk, right? And understanding and everything and stuff. But when you really find out how jealous people be, like everything, everybody is in their heart. It's already there. They get on the platforms, they play a certain type of role. So that role is no longer, no more. Turn it down. So you can't no longer play that role no more. They let it slide, right? And then they do it in some way so they pay somebody to do it twice. So tell you what, and everybody gets up from all over the world playing like that. Playing like that. I remember, ain't none of this was happening to the right people, right? They didn't told you a storyline of your people, you and your people. They told you to get up here and say it, and let them know we know about you. But anyways, y'all forgot to tell y'all too, right? The same person that popped up, right? Or that was the whole point of saying about her, right? The girl popped up that I seen on the thing, right? She was a person who, y'all, I wanted to go learn how to be a stripper. I was real young, right? And she said, girl, she said, me and such and such, like three girls, so like, we went around here and started and learn how to be a stripper, y'all. We was school young, right? This is why I say try to use your past. Use your past. My past is babes. And y'all, we went down there to this place. It's still home in the wall. Everything here is a home in the wall. Except for in certain areas. But we went down there, y'all, and they said, you gotta get up here, you gotta dance like this, like this, like that, right? And so it was not everybody up there. We all, at the end of the day, we all looked the fool, right? None of us did the fucking none of us, right? This shit's gonna be. And so, y'all, we all went up there, right? Because each one of us had a turn. That's what my friend, I said, everybody here with me, girl. I ain't gotta be. I used to always tell them, you got two left. But y'all, we went to go try to go, me and my homegirls, we went to go try to do it, right? And I told her, I said, girl, I'm not getting up there by myself, trying to get up here with me. So she got up there with me, y'all. We was in there dancing. We looked at a hot mess, y'all. And so, when we came down, right, this is the same girl I said I ran into, right, in my last video, and it was just disgraceful. It was just disgraceful, right? Just like, oh my God, right? Really still on the same shit. Same mentality. Same shit different day, right? 20 years later, 30 years later. And so, when we came out there, we laughed about it, and I said, girl, I'm not doing that. And she was like, ooh, we're trying to hire us. Basically, I'm like, girl, I'm not doing that, right? I can't even, right? It's over with. But what's crazy is, y'all, we all got up there, right? It was just like a little audition thing or whatever. And we got up there, right? And it was like, I think it was like maybe about 3 or 4 guys there. Wasn't many, right? She probably had fucking girlfriends, wives, and everything. I had no business being in there. If their girlfriend would have was up there on break. Oh, the whole family would be tore the fuck to ruin. Then again, they might be single. Who knows? Who cares? But we were so damn young. When you young, right? You tried shit, right? And that's what they think we tried. And so, y'all got some. Yeah, that's a little bit more. Oh, that's more. But anyways, I guess, right? We chose not to do it, right? When you're young, you tried it for shit. Who don't? Who cares, right? But I guess them bringing her to the forefront, right? Going to go find her and bringing her to the forefront was a threat, right? Was a threat. We know this about you. Who gives a fuck, though? Who cares? Like, who cares, right? And so, right, they so damn bad. They so damn sad. They so damn. I'm just saying, though. Who you think you is? You ain't all that. You ain't connected to God. You ain't go. I mean, I'm just saying, everybody in the Bible, right? When you look back, they said this and that about that person, this and this about that person. So you gotta really ask yourself when you're dealing with the storylines in it, right? You gotta take people with a grain of salt, because if this is going on then, right, and they just showed you and told you that people was jealous of Daniel, they were jealous of everybody who had God on them, they were jealous of them. And so they kept trying to stage things around them, period. I said, they ain't connected to God. I said. Look at this, look at this from their past, 80 years ago. Well, how long ago was that, like 20, 30 years ago? Like, for real though. These are people who go digging your past, but they past, right? They such cowards. They're such a coward, lame, what a shame, that these people got all kinds of stuff on their record, right? Things that they've done, right? Pedophiles, right? All kind of stuff, right? But they try to go dig in your background. Such a coward, they can't show their face. They try to go dig in your background and say, you ain't this, you ain't that, you ain't this. Look, I know this person, right? And so what they do is they try to go and threaten you, right? Them are cited threats, right? Let's bring this person to the forefront so you can shut up. And if you don't shut up and back down and step down out of this position, like they fight dirty, right? I'm gonna change everybody's perception of you. I know this person from the past who did this and who did that, right? And who know this about you. Man, you don't know a motherfucking thing that know shit about me, bitch, right? And then they tell the people on the platforms who all in on this thing that's jealous of you to go and tell them to do this and go tell them to do that and go tell them to do this and do it like this and do it like that. But these people got some foul past, right? Foul. They ain't went up inside nowhere and tried to do a dance, a 1-2 step, and they went on about their way, right? These people got some foul past, right? And so they want to spot so bad, right? That they do silent threats. They're threaten you. I went to your past. I mean, that's all you can find. I'm just saying, right? I ain't get too bad, right? For the most part, right? My granddad raised some good girls, right? She was pretty all right. That's some good girls. We all got some flaws about ourselves and all, right? Every last person. But ain't nobody no saint. But the problem be, right? Let me tell y'all something. The problem be is that they actually know that you're a saint, though. Let me put this down. They actually know that you are a saint. Like, they know that they really can't find nothing on you. And so they got to go like 30 years back when you were still trying to figure out certain things, figure out things in your life, what you want to do, what you didn't want to do, test it out, right? And it's crazy because one of my elders told me around this time, right, he would go different places, right? And I'm not going to tell this business, but he would go different places. And I remember they took me inside of this place, in this space, right? And they said, they took me inside the strip club, right? And so he said, whatever you do in your life, right? He was just showing me stuff. And he said, you see this one right here, this, right? You just always like that, open, honest. And I said, yep. And he said, they got to do this and do that to do what it is that they doing, right? He said, if you choose this route, right? Don't never feel like you got to, y'all, let me say this too, right? I was saying, right, when this person, right, me and her became friends all of a sudden, right? Became cool all of a sudden, right? But I believe that she was doing dumb shit anyways, right? People just called her stupid, dumb, right? All this stuff because of the things that was going on around this time. And so a lot of times, right, they try to go find somebody that's innocent to put them into their group, right? So you could be the butt of the joke, but they still end up being the butt of the joke, whether it be 20, 30 years later, right? You be going about your life, they be still on your social media 20 years later, still looking for you. I know you heard you bitch was looking for me, bitch. Here I go. I heard you bitch was looking for me, bitch. Here I go, right? Cash out style. And they gonna put a whole bunch of cash out stuff on my stuff this week. Cash out, right? I heard you bitch was looking for me, bitch. Here I go, right? The person already like you, they still going, right? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna. Let me show y'all this real quick so I can show y'all my dough. Know that if a person got to go 20 and 30 years back in your past to figure out what's the last thing you did, right? That could be remotely humiliating, right? It ain't humiliating that I got up nowhere and did a shimmer 1-2 step, right? It wasn't for me. It just wasn't, right? And so, but anyways, my elder told me, he said, you looking at this, you looking at that, whatever you do, right, in your life, Don't take yourself down the rabbit hole that you ain't gonna be able to get out of, right? Out of being in shame and what it is that you do, right? If you gonna do it with pride, right? And so around this time, right, before I end up running into this individual, this person from my past, right, who they was trying to threaten me with, right? We know this, right? What they begin to do, right? This fool, we know it's a man, right? This fool, right? Who coward, about to get slashed. About to get towed up. You understand? Already being towed up though. It ain't just about to. I mean, these type of people are already being dealt with, right? And I didn't have to bring this up at all. But I bring it up to help somebody, right? Let me put this. While this thing is on the loose. Great goose. I want to make sure it's getting good. Let me turn it down. But anyways, I just want to help somebody. I didn't have to tell nobody this, right? But I want to. I'm gonna show you something, right? How threatened people be of you, right? In the events that they go to. It was something about that word favor. When I said favor, right? Favor ain't fair. People think that because you speak about God, that you're supposed to be looking like this and being like that. Then it's just like about that. They just be threatened of you as a whole individual. They jealous of you. Jealousy, right? Jealous. Envious. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you're fooling? I know one thing about you, maybe two, right? Out of your whole life, I mean, you can't. That's all you found out. You ain't seen me doing nothing, sticking nobody up. You ain't seen me doing nothing foul to nobody. Only thing you can go do is see that I had a friend, 3 friends way back when. And that me and them went to go try to see if we can get this little stripper drive, right? I really just went with them, but fuck it. I'm getting up there with my homegirl, right? And I really did, though. I really got up there with her, right? She was like, I don't want to go over here by myself, right? And I said, well, I'll go with you, girl. She went through some other girls, but to my knowledge, so she said she didn't really feel comfortable around them like that, right? You be the same hoes, right? Let me tell you something, how you deal with friend groups back then. See, I don't know if that type of shit be going like that now, but back then, a lot of times, they be the ones getting bullied and talked about like a dog, right? And so a lot of times, right, a person will try to come and be friends with you because they want you. At this time, I thought he was really cool, right? And so I went up there with her, right? Because I know she didn't want to go up there with the girl. She so-called really didn't trust them like that. And so I'm like, girl, come on, we gonna go together. That was me, right? Come on, we gonna go together. Fuck, right? I get up there with you, girl. I get up there with you. But when I get up here, though, I didn't know we had to get there. No, you gotta get there with me because I'm coming here for you, right? And it's crazy because a person try to use you being trusting, you being down the ride, right? You being a friend, real friend to them, the only real friend they got, right? As a weapon, right? That's why it's blowing me, right? Blowing me. Girl, that was 20, 30 years ago, right? I feel like when somebody really jealous of you, when they try to dig in your past, it just shows you, right? People was always jealous of you, right? Even if y'all didn't argue with you, didn't talk to them, you just think life go on that person with their way, that person with their way, though. Well, come to find out, other people really did some horrific, trifling things to you, and they couldn't look you in your face because they was a coward, right? And then you got this individual over here that's vying for a position and trying to go find people from 50 years ago, right? Let's get it together. And so this person, right, around this time, right, these people who hacking into your stuff and grouping up doing this stuff and thinking everybody's seeing them and watching them and what they doing, and then they got people implementing your stuff and they stuff, right? And then it's, oh, you owe this, you do this, you did that, right? Try to dig off into something that potentially could be a threat, but it really ain't no nothing. But they try their hardest, they dangest, right? I want this spot, my precious is mine, right? Thinking that you ain't gonna never figure out what they've been doing, right? Paying people to do this and do that, right? And so around this time, right, before I ran into this person, it was like all these stripping videos popping up on my phone. And so I said, why is all these stripping videos popping up on my phone, right? This is what I'm talking about, how far and wide they go. But they think nobody gonna never know. Who would ever know? How they gonna know, right? Never thinking that if I do this, you gonna shut up, you gonna get on here, you gonna show your face, you gonna go, right? You on the spot so bad, found out that you in the running, and they try to come and take you out, right? Thinking that people ain't gonna figure out what they did, how they doing it, right? And so the other thing too, when you go to speak, them people know. That's why I always tell you, don't never be scared to say what's going on and tell your story because you don't know what's going on, but everybody else know, right? Granddaddy always said, Moo, when people be a problem before you get in a place in the space, everybody already know. You just don't know because you knew. So don't ever be scared to speak your truth because when you say what you say, even if it look did some browning because of the cocoa powder in the, but it's all right. It did put the cocoa powder I put in there in the what's the other one? In the espresso, right? I mean all my dang old stuff inside here. Period, food. I gotta find a warm spot, not overly warm, but warm enough where the dough can rise, right? And y'all was so crazy. Like I would use certain stuff to get warm, turn it on, put a towel over it. Right? You gotta put your towel over it, right? Silly over the top. And put your towel on there. And put your towel on there and then put it in a warm spot. But I use my lamp, right? I got a lamp in here for flowers. And I take that lamp put the towel over it, and then let the lamp sit over the top of it. And that's just enough heat. But if not, you can take it and sit somewhere warm, right? Where it's warm. Some people turn the oven on as low as they can get it and then put it in there too, let it sit. Some people turn the heat on, let it sit next to the heat. Y'all, I'm putting all my stuff in here and I have to fill it up because I want nothing sticky, right? I want to get an easy wash. And so I fill my finger up and I had everything in with my soap bar. So you can ride off the back of it, right? Get my towel and I got a big old hair scrunchie I use just for my doughs. So I gotta find me a towel and do what I need to do, right? It's in my bowl now. I'm gonna go find me a towel, put it over top. Y'all, that a lot of times it'd be like, when I do it, it'd be float over the top of it, right? This is a lot of dough, right? A lot. And so whatever. So I can sit this on top of here. Like this. I'm thinking I'm gonna sit it like that, but the towel over it so it can have some, so it can rise a little bit higher. Instead of just being at the top, being just, I got the little dome over there. So they just rise it and then stop at the towel and push the towel up and put that right there. If I got to, I take it off. I gotta go find me a towel. And so, what I do with my back piece right here, y'all? Because they be all in my business, like all over it. So I got me a little thing that I put on my thing. And so, anyways, y'all, these people, right, that's threatening you, they go from the back and say, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. But they try to present it as if it's like a current situation, right? They put in somebody from 30 years ago out the hat. So you will look bad, right, when you go to do this and that, right? Jealous, right? And eventually, the person that they do come and bring you the bull crap, they say, we don't want that person to face of our stuff because this on their background, that's on their background, this. But these people got actual stuff on their background, right? Big boy stuff on their background. Crazy stuff on the background. Pick me, look at me, right? I found somebody from 20 years ago, 30 years ago who said this about them, and somebody can dig that up. But let me tell you something about who you are, what you are, right? Who and what you are. Do y'all know around this time, before I ran into this, I gotta show y'all my close-up, right? Y'all, this is the texture of my dough, right? Ooh. Right, when I know my dough got a little stickiness still left in it, right? Because you don't want it straight elastic, like ain't got no stickiness in there. Because then that means it's too hard, it's gonna be hard. So this should have a good rise to it, right? Look at that. Still got a little stickiness to it. And so I know it's just right? And so most people will take it out, right? And put it, well, I'm gonna do it. Let me stop playing. Most people take it, spray another bowl, right? I'm gonna take a bowl, spray it with some oil. Some people put butter around it, wipe the butter around it, some people spray oil. And I got this, I got two different kinds. I got this one right here. This olive oil. Extra light taste. I want to take it, shake it, and spray it. Just a light coat, right? Around here. Like so. Put my lid back on, like so. And it should just, right? I got a different one too. But it's all the same. And you got to take it and put it over another bowl. I can't hold this and hold that, do this and do that. Even if it may sound crazy and ironic, just, if you mention something that's going on, right? And these people go far and wide to do the unthinkable. When you go to speak, they don't think that you're going to know how to put it together and what's actually taking place, right? They don't think that you know, right? And so everybody else might knew that something might have opened up, right? Or something, you might have been in the running for something that even if not, that you just got a good ass word, right? You just talk that stuff. You talk that stuff, right? Or you put your stuff together, but you're not understanding that you is threatening, right? It's threatening. And the same people that was an inspiration, they seen you and got jealous too, and so they want to do a thing too. They got in that thing and hit you too. Right? I'm gonna take a hit. I'm gonna take a jab. Go on there and do this because she said this. Right? They lying to get in the mood, but see, God use all things, right? And they be on that talking. They be talking that good stuff too. And then they gotta go back and check themselves, right? About what they just tell somebody to do, right? Because they was jealous. They seen you got jealous too, right? They be talking all good and everything. And then they see something and something come out of their heart. That monster come out of their heart that's in the back of their, right? It comes out of them, right? Ooh. Oh, they said this, they said that. Oh, she's talking like this. Oh, they talking like that. They talking like this. Ooh, they think they all that and everything in a bag of chips, right? They think they all that in a bag of chips. And so I'm gonna take a shot too, right? Oh, say this in your stuff so they can shut up, right? We're gonna threaten them with this, right? We're gonna say it like that, right? Look at all these plots and plans. You gotta say, who are you? What's going on? What's going on? What's out there? What's out there that you don't know nothing about, right? Like when you gotta ask yourself what's out there that you don't know nothing about, right? Right? And you know so crazy because you be surprised what somebody say, right? Somebody at the top, bottom, half the way, right? Say, right? And they let that thing slip out their mouth and they thinking that they doing the thing, right? They might say, dang, I want these 3 people, right? I'm just using that as an example. We want these 3 people. These 3 people seem pretty good. And somehow they tell Bobby in the office to say, hey, tell them other 2 that already know about it, right? The other 4, the other 5 that know about it. Act like you let it slip out your mouth, that we think about doing this and that, right? And see what they do, right? You are innocent and everything, mind your business and walking on sunshine. Oh, right, mind your business, right? And you're like, okay, God, I'm gonna go say this word, right? And they over there like setting up all kind of stuff, and the people who got it, right? They looking dead at them, like, look at them, right? Look at them go, look how dirty they go, right? Look what they willing to do for something, right? Look what they willing to do, and they be laughing at them. Look at them, right? Because all things there. I was watching this one movie, right? And they had an Ice Cube in there, and Ice Cube, he was like, what is that? He was like the person who could see what everybody was doing, right? He had, and they pay their little hacker friend too. Hey, go put that up on her stuff, right? Let her know that I know this about it, right? Let me tell you something. A lot of times, right? A lot of times, these people want to be important, but they're not as important as they think they is, right? Just because they got a hacker friend that's hacking into your stuff and saying, push that up there and let her know I know this about it, right? And a lot of y'all, right, might be going through something, but it ain't at the hands of who y'all. I'm already telling y'all, right? Depending on where you at, what's going on, right? It ain't always at the hands of the person who think it is, right? Other people get in on it because they find out about you, like the person, your family member, they get jealous. The person you sit next to, they get jealous because this person, when they told them something that may be coming to you, ain't coming to you, it might be, right? And so you're like, what the hell wrong with everybody? Why everybody acting like a fucking, it's like roaches climbing up the wall, Lord, they like demons climbing up the wall. What's going on in here? Hey, right? And then they try to put you in a position to where you got to go back and do this and go back and do that. They start cutting this and cutting that, right? And God, like, don't worry about it. I got your sweets, right? But I told that story as well, right? About how I went with her to go do this little stripping thing, right? She wanted to become a stripper, right? I'm in love with a stripper. She rocking, she rolling, she riding that pole, and she in love with a stripper, right? Y'all, I can't do no stripper acts. It's over with. I like cheeseburger. And so, when I moved in this house, my friend had this pole in here already. I said, why you got this pole? He said, I've been wanting it for this amount of time, this and the other. So every now and again, I might, do a dance around it because that's my exercise. And so anyways, y'all, but you never know why they actually put it in there, right? Make it look like, right? You just never know. You never know the reasons why a person do a thing. And they say it because of this, but because of that, because they jealous. And that person told them, so what's coming? And we want to lie and say this and say that, right? And so y'all, it's crazy when these videos start popping up on my phone, right? I'm like, dude, I don't watch these type of videos. I said, but they up here, so I'm like, drop it down low, drop it down low. Who put this up here? But at that time, I wasn't noticing that was being put up there, right? It was still in the beginning phases, right? And so I just noticed that all these videos pop up and I ended up showing him. And we sit there watching them together and I said, look at this. And it was, what's so crazy, right? People try to give a stripping a bad name, but it's actually such a talent, such a gift, right? I wish I can do it. Oh, honey. And it's not even about money, right? I was watching, they had some with like these girls who was actually doing they would pick out like little skits, right? Like pick out little things they want to do, and then they would actually act out this skit on their pole. Y'all, it was so nice and sweet. Like y'all, the type of dance moves they was doing and their outfits and how cute they was, right? Like they did they motherfucking thug this, right? I was putting them up and I was showing them. I said, dang, I said these girls. He had access to everything, and his daughter was he didn't have a lot of faith in his one son, right? And his son, kind of find out, was like this big dude, and so, like he was like the top of the top. They couldn't figure out who was hacking into all this stuff, and kind of find out was his son, right? But he ended up having to work with his son in the end. He was proud of him, right? He's like, I forget all this, right? Everything that he thought it was nothing to do with that, right? And so, anyways, he was like contacting his daughter, like, she like, Dad, why are you contacting me? Don't use your job to be fighting me, right? Spot me, right? And he just like, he didn't care, right? I'm doing my job. I gotta see what you do. All right, you ain't talk to me. You know, you ain't talk to me. I still know everything that you're doing, right? So that boy that you like, that he better get over there and do this, right? She was pregnant and stuff, and she got hurt, right? When this invasion happened. And he called him. He finally said, "Oh, you know, you need to go over there with her." And she hurt right now. She injured. He's like, "Oh, what you want me to do, Pops?" But he was in a truck dancing and everything. Y'all was so funny. He looking dead at me like, "But I see you. Like, what did you in there dancing, right?" But it's crazy because I told y'all the other day my TV was moving and let me see something. Right? Nobody have no privacy anymore. I don't care who you think you is. Nobody got privacy. And you know, sometimes got to be like that because you know people always doing stuff. Right? So I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Right? But anyways, he went to go do all this stuff, right? And Minnie, Nola, stop it. Y'all keep going right. She look like Sally. Oh my God, Sharon. Y'all, I should show y'all my daughter. Her name is Sharon. Her hair slipped over her head. Y'all can bust out laughing. Sharon. Right? But anyways, y'all, she heard me talking about it. She flipped it back up and she still look like it. Move, Nola. Move. I ain't calling you. And so anyways, y'all, everybody be knowing about whatever but you, right? And then they cause all this stress and strife, so you can't post what you need to post, right? We cause all this mayhem and confusion and mess with your finances, do this, right? Because everybody ain't just the average Sally, right? Who vying for spots and positions, right? Some people actually got money, might got business, might got this, might got that, got a couple dollars to do this and do that, right? And you just regular old Joe. They don't deserve that. I deserve that. Go mess with them on a venture. We go on a venture, you go. And they paying people to block your stuff. Hey, block her stuff. I got a couple dollars for you real quick. Block that, stop that. And everybody watching them looking dead at them, right? They be thinking they getting away with it. They be looking dead at them, right? They be looking dead at them. And I told y'all about that king who fell, right? They be looking dead. I'm like, I know he didn't just go over there and do that inside that grocery store. I know he ain't just go over there and pay that person. We looking dead at you, bro, blocking her stuff. We know you ain't just going there, right? They might not know everything, but they know just enough to see that you ain't the person for the job, right? I want this. I'm it. Look at me. I want it. And you over there just mind your business, walking on sunshine. Like, oh, let me go tell the story, right? God told me to post. This person had access to certain things. And so when they took me in there, they wanted to show me something. They wanted to show me who was on their game, and they wanted to show me who wasn't, right? Who kind of got lost in there, right? And he did it on purpose, right? He said, you know, it is what it is. We grown now, right? We're grown now. I can't stop you from doing nothing. But this person didn't know nothing. It's just that God used him. Because no matter what he was doing, God always used him, right? And still is. But he just showed me, like, don't lose yourself, right? And nothing it is you do. You shouldn't have to need this or need that to get up on nothing, right? Don't let yourself go in whatever it is that you choose to do in your life, right? And he also was talking to me about the talent, right? He said, people see this and they think it's just this and this, right? He said, but you got to understand, it take a lot of talent, a lot of skill, a lot of dedication, right? To be able to get up there and do that, right? A lot of confidence to get up there and do that. He said, but you look and see who got confidence, and you look and see who lost their way, right? And that's in anything, right? People look at that, but no, it's in anything. I don't care if it's you working inside of an office, right? Don't get content, don't get comfortable, don't lose your way. Because you will start something with compassion, with no matter what it is, but you don't want it to just become that thing where you lose your way and you just in there doing it because you got to do it, right? I got to get it done, right? You don't want to lose your way. And so when he showed me that, it just gave me hope, right? He gave me hope, faith. He gave me a little bit of everything, right? And so people do things being nasty, being ignorant. So I'm going to go 30 years back to life, back to reality, back to life. I'm going to go dig your background 50 years ago to prove that you ain't this, you don't deserve this, you don't do that, mean that, wow. They background got some shit. Ooh, they won't show their face because they're a coward because they know you can go and do them like that, right? You can do them how they try to do you. But, man, I ain't got that much time on my hands to be playing like that, brother, right? I ain't got that much time to be playing like that. I don't care about you enough to play like that, right? And it ain't about cockiness. It's just like, who is you to make me do such a thing, to make me have to, like, you did that to me, I'm gonna do it to you. You did that to me, I'm gonna do it to you. I don't care enough, man. If that's what keep you going, right? That's what keep you going. That's what keep you trucking, right? I felt it. If you want something that bad, I felt it. But I don't feel you, though. I don't feel you. I don't respect nothing about you, coward. You're a coward. You're a coward. You're a coward. I wish I could find another name for you. Ooh, what is that guy? We got cowards. We got I can't call that's not a sellout. That's just a flat out coward, right? It ain't even another word for that. That's disgraceful, distasteful, right? Disgusting. You're disgusting. I want this so bad that I'm gonna just do everything I can, right? But anyways, my elder said, move when we went inside the patient space, and he was showing me stuff, and he was like, whatever you do, don't be tacky. And nothing you do, right? Don't be tacky. Don't be tacky, right? Don't whatever you do it with pride, like do it with your heart, right? He said, whatever it is, right? I don't care what you choose to do in your life, right? And this is a person who I had their stamp of approval to do whatever I want to do, right? Period. That's Jesus is on the main line. God, my Father, right? These are the ones who the stamp of approval is needed, not human, right? That's what people get twisted at, right? And so, anyways, I was talking to this person, right? They took me to a place in this space, right, for a reason. And they just wanted to teach me something. They said, whatever you choose to do in your life, right, be proud of it, right? Don't feel no type of way and don't let yourself go. And whatever it is that you do it with pride, right? If this is what you want to do, if that's what you want to do, right? Do it with pride. Do it with pride. Not with a toxic pride, right? Toxicity, but do it. If you're gonna do that, do your thing with it. Go all the way with it, right? That don't mean that you got to become some doesn't slick slide whore, right? That don't mean that. That means that whatever people think that this and that means this and that. That don't mean this and that, right? And if I would have been able to hold on long enough without running out of breath, baby, honey, I would have been flying around that. You hear me? I would have been doing circles around that. You hear me? I would have been dropping like it's hot, but that wasn't as hot for me. I couldn't get up there. Out of breath, out of breath. Ooh, girl, this is too much, right? That takes talent, skill, dedication, revelation, right? To do that there, and I commend anyone who's doing it, even a man, right? Who's doing it, because that takes a lot to do that. Period. It takes a lot of dedication, right? It takes practice. That ain't no one day thing that you're going to be doing, right? And I remember many years ago, I actually wanted to do a class, right? They had classes where I stay at. And I was going to go to the class, but I forgot what ended up happening. I think that when I went to go do the class, by the time she was like just now finishing them up or something, I had missed it. And so, God do everything for a reason. But y'all, I was like, I'm going to go learn this. But it wasn't that at this time, years had went by, and it's just something that I want to do for myself. I want to learn it for myself, right? And then my man, whenever, I got married and stuff, and I want to do a trick for a trade for my man, right? Period. Right? That's just always been me though, right? That's always been me, a person that, let me cater to you, because baby, this is your day. Hey, all I want is my man. Hey, I was just always that person that I always want to learn what I want to learn. So that way, when I became a wife, honey, I could do it all, right? I want to cook, I want to clean, I want to learn how to swing around that there properly, right? And if I can't, I can learn a couple steps, right? Right? People say a peasant is a person who don't have, right? Person who ain't got this, who ain't got that. Peasant is a person who ain't got nothing, right? No, that ain't true. A peasant is a person who do anything. Anything you can do, I can do better. A peasant is a person that I just explained about what they go do and far wide to get something, right? You're a peasant. You're a peasant, right? I got $20 million, right? I got a person who can make it holler. I got. No, you're a peasant. You're a coward. You're a peasant. Peasantry. It's peasantry, right? Boy, I wouldn't dare. Girl, I wouldn't dare. I would not dare. I wouldn't dare get on my seat to see who you are. That's what people don't understand, right? I don't care enough. I don't care enough to see your face, and that's what bothers them the most is that they be doing all that for that, right? And they trying to be seen, but they ain't trying to be seen. Look at me, I'm doing all these things, I'm clean. And I want this spot, right? Talking about this and talking about that. I want this spot, doing this and doing that. But I'm a peasant, but I got a couple dollars, so I'm better. And God looking dead at that person like, I'm coming to see you, brother. I'm coming to see you, brother, sister, whoever you are. And everybody who got in there between, right? Get in there. Yeah, get in there. Yeah, all the big girl. Won't you bag it up? Hey, won't you bag it up? Hey, all the, won't you bag it up? Hey, won't you bag it up? Hey, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, right? Yeah, that's my stuff. Get in there. Yeah. And so, what's up, Minnie? And so, y'all, don't you dare start that mess. Don't you dare start that mess. You get over here. Come here, Minnie. Every time she see the big dog come upstairs, she think, come on, get up here. She thinks she gonna start something. No, you get up here. You sit down. You don't start that barking, screaming, hooting, and hollering. You don't start that barking, hooting, and hollering, right? And so, I just want to let somebody know, right? When you seeing things taking place and you like, what the hell is going on? Just know that you're doing something right, yeah. And just know that just because you might look like you by yourself, baby, I'm here to tell you you're not, right? And just because people are setting space in the place and they're jealous of you, right? When they say that, them 3 men went to him and tried to have him make a law, they try to stroke his ego to give. No, Minnie, no. They said that they stroked that man's ego, the king's ego, to get him to write a law, but at that time he didn't know why he was writing the law. Minnie, get over here and shut up. Get sit down. They tricked him, right? At the time he didn't know what he was doing. He just think he doing anything, and they stroked his ego so good, right? That he made a law off them stroking his ego. That's why you gotta have balance in the balance. All these things unclean, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and I'm like, okay, right? But the most part, like I said to myself, right, this has been for years. I always stay by myself, mind my business, be in my own lane, play my own games, right? Move how I want to move, right? And you wanna know what's crazy? It's cause it's crazy because you just minding your business, right? You being who you are, right? You just being you being your own little self, right? In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be. Right? When you in your own little corner, who would have knew that you minding your business, right? Just like standing in the house, right? When I was working, right, I go to work, go take care of my chores, right? Little stuff, give me little flowers for my house, right? I was just always heard, bring me some flowers, want to go do me some planting, right? Just being in my own world, right? Who would have knew that you being in your own world like that, not bothering a single soul, not talking about nobody, not being bothered with nobody, would cause such a tizzy in the land, right? People be really watching you and watching how you move by yourself and watching how you go to work and come home and take care of your business and stay in your lane, right? They be really mad about stuff like that. Who you think you is staying to yourself? Who you think you is sitting up there all alone? Who you think you is having you a house and a car? Who you think you is not saying nothing? Who you think you is being a little Sally? Who you think you is minding your business? Who you think you is, right? They watch the way you walk, the way you don't walk, the way you comb your hair, the way you don't have your hair, right? And you come outside and everybody on the block looking like you. Ooh, girl, you ain't put no wig on since. You ain't even wear wigs. Where you get that wig from, girl? I tried to get that one like you, but it just wasn't quite. But if you would have not been a jealous hater and just doing stuff on the sneak side, you could have just came and asked me and I would have helped you get it. Baby would have probably bought it for you. You know what I'm saying? But when people being sneaky, they can't never come and ask you and be truthful in what it is, right? They always sneaking around the back door doing something slick and then they do it wrong. And they like, oh, you go out there and you like, that is not wet and wavy, honey. That is kinky curly. That's Jerry curl. And they like, I thought I was getting what you had. And it's like, babes, you shouldn't have did that on your own. You don't know what you're doing with that. Now put that back. If I pop you, give me your hand so I can pop it. Right? I'll try to put your glasses on, your shades too hot, too tough, too tough. Won't move. Too much. Too much, too much. Girl, you know you don't put no long hair on your head. You can't even stand long hair. Stop it. Girl, let me take you back in here so we can get you a mini wig. Come on, girl. Ugh. I was just trying to be like you. I watch the way you move. I like the way you move. Da, da, da. I like the way. I like how you don't be controlled by nobody, but even though everybody keeps trying to control you and your movement, I like how you don't let nobody take advantage of you, even though they keep trying to put you in forceful situations to take advantage of you. I like how you mind your business, even though everybody for your business, right? I like how you hang the sling by yourself, right? And you look like an easy target, but the most high keeps slapping us for you. You know, I like that move. And before I get off here as well, right? Another thing, right, is your talents, right? A lot of you guys have so many different type of talents about you, right? And it's a difference to have a talent and not use it, right? And then have a talent and then you use that talent, right? That skill. And one thing about, like, you might be talented in multiple things, right? And it's somebody around you who they might have talents too, right? But they so busy peeking over at you that they can't even hone in on their own talents, right? And so, but this person is negative in their talents, right? They might have the game of hustle, right? Hustler, right? That person could go be a good car salesman, right? Go out there and do their thug this, even outside, right? Go outside. Tell them, can I play on my grave? Right? You kind of go outside. We say he's scared to go outside, right? That's my song, right? My daughter turned me on to that, right? They're scared to come outside, right? She was playing that song when we was coming from my son's funeral. And I'm like, what is you over here playing, right? And I kind of liked it. And so I started singing it too. And I'm like, girl, that's a good song, right? They're scared to come outside. Hey. Y'all, they might got hustling, but instead of them like hustling, right? I count my money backwards. No actor. Hey, I'm not a rapper. We say I'm not an actor, I'm a rapper. Hey, right? Right? Instead of you go take yourself and do it for the good, right? How you can do it, what you can do, right? You don't try to cheat people on what it is you're doing, but you got these people out here, they straight con artists, right? That's all they know how to do is rob somebody, and gyp somebody and figure out how they can get $1 over on somebody, right? Instead of them just being who they are, right? I'm not talking about, right? When I say good things, right? I'm not talking about hustling, right? I don't care which way you hustle, right? It's always something to something, right? We're not talking about people out here hustling. So don't twist my words on who she thinks she is, right? Pastor, we're gonna check her, right? But anyways, I'm not talking about that type of hustle, right? In the streets and all this stuff, right? You do what you do, how you gotta do, right? That's not what I'm saying with being bad. I'm talking about people who try to find a way to always get over on somebody, right? Instead of them saying, they know how to save an extra $1, right? It's a good thing, but it can be a bad thing, right? If you're trying to hustle the people you love and get over on the people you love, that's a problem, right? That's a problem. We don't need a rocket science to figure out that you're a problem, right? Instead of them taking that talent and say, damn, I said to this person, I said, you is good with this and good with that, right? It's something I noticed. And I said, you can about sell anything, right? You can sell this used wig. But instead of that person taking that and using it for the good, right? And try to save $1, go out there and be a salesman or this, that, the other, right? Work for the curbs, right? Work for the vacuum place. But they try to go find how to get cheat their mama, their daddy, their granny, their girlfriend, and all that, right? I can sell this thing out of the house, right? And it's like, that is not yours to do that with, hun, right? That's why you don't have nothing, right? Then you mad looking at what I start to notice over time is when you like that, right? You're not thinking nothing big of it. But a lot of times when you like that, you got to understand that somebody's always watching you. I'll be watching you, watching me, and I know you know it, right? Oh, that sounds crazy, right? The whole time you mind your business, and the whole time somebody watching everything you doing and trying to figure out how they can interrupt that. Oh, I know you be by yourself. I know you mind your own business, but I like the way you mind your business, and so I want to disturb your peace in your business. But I want to come in your life, and I got to sneak in there and act like I'm this type of person. And then when I get you all the way in there, I'm gonna turn into a different person on you, right? But it really be your peace that bother people. It really be the way you just move in your own lane that really bother people. And it's like, who would have knew? Who would have knew? Right? I want to get in there. I want a part of that, right? But a lot of times when you deal with people like that, they be jealous of you, right? They be jealous of you, and they try to take over and walk like you, walk it like I talk it, walk it like I talk. You got that discount for the day, they want that discount for the day, right? They're trying to figure out how to mold themselves into you, right? It's not a dang, I like the way you really are, right? And I really want that you as a person in my life, right? No, I want you as a person in my life so I can mold myself to be you, right? And I like the way you just when you walk, you wiggle your nose and clap 3 times and spin around. I want to be like that. I want to be like that, right? It's some real life weirdos out here, right? That you don't even pay attention to who you are, what you are, your whole swag, and somebody want that, just your nonchalant personality. It's sickening, right? And it's sad that when you go through certain stuff and you got to learn it a certain type of way, right? That people be wanting your whole nonchalant, even you being a nonchalant person, right? All the way down to those simple details, right? They want that nonchalantness, right? How you don't care. I want to act like that too. I don't care neither. But they could constantly doing things to get you riled up, but they can't take the nonchalantness. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cheat on you. I'm gonna do this to you. And you sitting there like, oh, okay. They can't stand it. It grinds their gears. But why are you putting yourself in that situation? Because it's boiled down to jealousy and envy, right? It boils down to that person's not in your life for that. They came in there with them intentions anyway. So don't just, I tell you again, it's always in their heart. It's just a matter of time before it come out. That's it. Because Psalms, right? And then we got to put Proverbs, teach you how to be in situations like this. Times like this, the rhyme like this, right? It teach you how to be, teach you how to handle situations, right? And so, y'all, it's Move Station 999.99555678819111213141516171819. You know, you gotta say it like that because somebody be like, oh, she took my station, right? I said that first, right? And then they go out there and copyright your name, try to get your name took down with a lame. Oh, I like that name. I'm gonna go pay for that name so I can do this and do that and get you blocked off. Oh, they took my name. I'm such a lame playing games, right? You like, what the hell going on? Why y'all block my stuff out? Look at this. I would have bought this name for myself. Look at this, right? Stalking you on everything. I bought this name for myself. They gotta come down. I bought this name. come into your life and they act like they know you got this hustle in you, right? But they jealous of you. They jealous of the way you look, the way you talk, the way you're nonchalant, the way people like you, right? And so you might say, I'm gonna go out here and sell this today, right? I'm gonna go put me this together, make it that with that, and go sell it, right? And that person looking at you, I help you, but they never really help you, and actually they sabotaging you, and they so busy looking at you that they forgot they hustle, right? They didn't even stop hustling backwards. No actor, right? They didn't stop doing their whole movement, right? Because they so jealous and scared that you, if they move, right? That's a sad thing, that a person completely stop what they're doing to block you off, and they blocking their whole life. They blocking their whole life, right? Because they want to block you that bad. They done set their intentions on you so much so, right? I don't care who it is to you, it ain't to you, right? They done set their intentions and everything about you on them, right? And on you, that they trying to stop you so bad that they done stop making money, they done stop moving around, they done stop this, that, the other. All they doing trying to set up the next thing, stop the next thing, stop your face being seen, right? I'm gonna help this person, help that person, help this person, stop you. And God, like, you a fool, right? You a fool, you a fool, what a fool, what a fool, what a fool, right? Just know, right? Just know, right? I done seen it, right? I can't speak on stuff I already ain't seen, right? And so I can kind of reference it, right? But I try for the most part to use things that actually took place, right? And so you got to be more careful, right? You got to be more selective. And then people look up and they say, oh, they like this and they like that, and they like this, but they're not telling you, right? A person, right? A lot of times we come out here on our own, we start off, right, bubbly, walking on sunshine. Oh, and don't it feel good? And then you run into that person, and it shows you, start teaching you, right? You start learning. Okay, well, I can't do that, right? I can't do this, right? I'm gonna handle this situation like that next time, right? It starts tight. What they say, I had a person in my life, they used to say, tighten up. You need to tighten up, right? And I'm like, you shut up, right? But it wasn't that a person was trying to tell me to tighten up being funny. That individual was telling me to tighten up because I was so like just forgiving, right? Just in my own lane, right? I paid attention to myself, right? I didn't care about what you doing, he doing, and all that, right? But that person knew, right? He seen something I didn't see, that it was a problem because you ain't paying attention to them. Oh, but they damn sure paying attention to you, babe. And not only is they damn sure paying attention to you, they going into action trying to stop you and watching it happening all around you, right? That hole in the background calling herself your friend, she doing stuff. I came out the place that day and I seen her out there doing this and saying your name, right? Say my name when no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you. You've been playing games. Say my name, right? Now they about to be pushing that up on the forefront of my phone, right? Just like they did. Why are you so obsessed with me? Boy, I want to know. Another girl in her video talking about, girl, because they obsessed, girl, because Mariah Carey's out, right? Why are you so obsessed with me? Boy, I want to know. Lying that you're sexing me. Hey, you're the